Hey guys, Hybrid Fishy here, and welcome to the fantastic Windward. This game came out only a couple of weeks ago actually, and I've spent in the last 3 days 16 hours playing this game. It is incredible. Buy it. For £11, this is fantastic, and the most astounding thing about this whole game is the download took me 30 seconds. That's it. 61.4 megabytes. Like, the quality of water in this game, this is not like a video looped over, this is the water quality. The clouds are this pretty. The ships are... The detail isn't that high, but the ships are nice to look at. There's pretty good physics in play. This is a very good game. And you're gonna have to excuse the building works going on in the background. Not sure how well you can hear that. Alright, so there is multiplayer and there is single player that you can do. I'm gonna show you single player, just so that I don't get basically screwed over. And what you do is you choose your name, which I've already done conveniently. Choose your campaign name. I couldn't be bothered picking one, so. And then you can say allow friends to join, which just means over Steam, they right-click on your name. I haven't gotten this to work yet, though. Still working on that one. Then you can choose, what do I want on player ships, which means you can use the one that you've been using in multiplayer. You can set the challenge, which will change your reward, so 200% because I have quite a powerful ship. Combat damage, basically that's the challenge but multiplied. So if you feel that this isn't difficult enough, scale that up. This is the world map. There are 4 factions. You have the Valiant, who are the red faction and are essentially the fighting worry faction thingy. There is the Sojourn, which are the trading. I think, are they? No, exploration, sorry. The Consulate. No, these are the exploration. What are... yeah, these are trading. Sojourn are trading, Consulate are exploration, and Exchange are sort of the all-round. They like to do everything. And I have gone Valiant to begin with, because that's the fighty nation and that's good fun. So yeah, a few pretty interesting things about this game. Some things that I wasn't quite expecting it to do, but some things that it performs quite well at. First one, look how gorgeous this is. Like, for a top-down, sea-based kind of pirate them-up, I suppose. This is really pretty. I mean, they're just little sprites that float around and stuff, but it's nice. It's a very pretty game, and they have animated fish that phase through the floor, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. So first things first, or first thing I would like to talk about is, well, I guess it's combat now. Right, you get different abilities, kind of like in most MMOs. You get these little abilities down here. You get your standard cannon shots, which you can see are going off automatically. I'm not doing that. You get this as standard, which is called Reckless Volley. They just sort of overload the cannons with more explosive, and that creates a bigger bang. You get weapons like this, which are area effect damage weapons. That one's a fireball. You also get a gas one. I'll try and show you the gas one in a minute. You get one called Chain Shot, which basically is a shot to slow them down, so you've got entangled rigging there. A nice useful shot for slowing them down, getting them on their sides and things. Because obviously ships' cannons are on their sides, so you want to be behind or in front of them. Well, some ships you don't want to be in front of. This one has forward-facing cannons, so being in front of this ship's actually not a good thing. But there you go. Right, so with combat almost fully explained, when it comes to maneuvering around, I saw your reflection. When it comes to maneuvering around, there's a couple of things you actually have to take into account. First one, and I think I'll explain this the eldest here, is the direction of the wind, which you can tell using the clouds. Well, that's the gas one. it follows the wind as well. You use the clouds to tell the direction of the wind, so when you throw this gas thing, you want to make sure you're in the opposite, like you want to make sure you're upwind from where you're throwing this, but you also need to take into account that the wind will affect your movement. If you're going against the wind, you'll be moving slower, you'll maneuver slower, but if you're going with it, you'll move faster and maneuver faster because you've got the wind behind you. Another nice ability is this hasty repair. Essentially, you just get to repair your ship fully in combat and still move around. Which doesn't sound too interesting, but the normal repair ability you have to stop, and you can't be in combat to use it. So, you can see the advantages. I definitely recommend research on that immediately. That one landed right on your ship. Eesh. There are bad days, and then there's having effectively a giant Molotov cocktail in a barrel in your face. Yay! Right, collectibles. This guy should drop one in a moment. Or not collectibles, they're like scavenge kind of things. You get to pick up loot, and loot looks like this. And this is your basic inventory screen. So, I'll run down most of what you can see here. This is your hull, which will affect your speed, health, mobility, and armor. I'm sailing towards an island, I can see that. Your sails, which affect your speed, mobility, they have their own armor and diplomacy. Cannons, pretty basic. I'm in combat, trying to explain things. Cannons are pretty basic in what they do. You get damage, critical chance, their accuracy. Range is quite an important one. I'll come on and talk about that a bit more in a minute. You get types of ammunition that will affect most definitely your damage and your range. You get ammunition coatings, which that kind of affects what you'll do to the ship if you do hit it. So the one I'm using is shredding ammunition, which basically means if I hit him, I will damage things like his rigging and his crew. So his ship will be slowed down, he'll be less maneuverable, less efficient. You get captains, which affect everything overall. They're sort of your multiplier, kind of. You get specialists, who you get like range specialists, piercing specialists, armor specialists, mobility specialists, and they just buff whichever one they are good at. So this guy's got, he's a range specialist, so I get piercing and range buff. You get crews as well. I'm being attacked again. Wait, I'm trying to explain. You get crews, and they affect your overall stats as well. This is a special item slot that I haven't found something that goes into. One of my friends found a diving suit though that allowed him to get extra loot. These flags signify who you're allied with. So at the moment I am allied with the Valiant, but I could so choose to be allied with the Exchange. Or I could be neutral, which means players can't attack me either. A useful thing if you're in a very full server. I also got this little kit that allows me to build lighthouses and things. I'll explain them as well in a minute. These customizations are things like paints and embroideries and extra things. They basically, they will go in there for a few minutes for you to check out how they look and if you like them, and then you can unequip them again if you want. You can unequip these at any point, so long as you have one to put in there and you're near a dock. Speaking of docks, this is where you pick up quests, buy things, sell things, check rumors, take cargo. So I picked up these in the loot lying on the ground, so I will sell them. If there was something in here that I wanted to buy, and you can see that the two things I just sold are now here, I can buy any of this if I have the money for it. And there is your money. These are logs which you use to repair, stone. I think you need that for, yeah, you need that to build like structures like the lighthouses and things. And then this is for your cannons and your weaponry, so you need black powder or you're screwed. Quests, you basically get two kinds of quests. Take something from here to there, or find this guy and kill him. There's slight variations, like go there, pick up stuff, bring it back. Don't kill this guy, just bring him back to us. That sort of difference. And obviously the most important bit of the game, you get to buy ships. Now at the moment I have this Brig of War ship. And it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th ship up. it's not too expensive, not too difficult to get to. And the really good thing about the ships in this game is you never feel totally outclassed. I can fight ships that are bigger than this and still feel comfortable with being able to deal with them, because I have... Like, the way the ships upgrade, you don't feel that you can't win a fight, which is always nice. Speaking of fights, I think I've gone over most of the combat stuff. Area of effect, repairs on the move, basic weapons, maneuverability, lighthouses and structures. You get lighthouses and you get sentry turrets. There's a lighthouse there. Lighthouses only have one practical use. They only provide visibility, and that's it. But you have to capture them to use their visibility. So this lighthouse here, that guy just capped, so I'm gonna go in and capture it, and you get this little fight kind of counter, and you hear the fight in the background. That's essentially your crew's gone onto the island, gone into the lighthouse, and is now storming it. You do the same with sentry turrets, but first you have to destroy the sentry turret because they shoot back. So you have to destroy that, then capture it, then repair it. So now you can see I have vision up here because I captured that lighthouse. If I capture this one, I'll get more vision, but someone's noticed I've done that, so I've come back to stop me. Irritating of me. So, yeah. Other than that, there isn't much left, I think. Oh, ship customizations. As you can see, my ship has quite the interesting paint job. When you pick up these little crates, or when you kill someone and they drop cargo, sometimes you'll pick up hull paints or dyes, which allows you to dye the sail, whichever colour you like, and paint the hull, whichever colour you like. You also get embroideries, but you can't choose the colour of the embroidery. The embroidery colour depends on which faction you're allied with. So I'm with the Valiant, it's red. And you can change that by putting on the different flags and things. Multiplayer, that's another thing we should talk about. Multiplayer is pretty well set up. I've only found one issue with it of there's a slight delay in physics. Two ships can intersect with each other, and then once the game realizes they're inside each other, it pings them away from each other. Quite a disastrous one if you're near an island, because you do take serious damage from hitting land. You don't take damage from hitting allies, but you do take damage from hitting enemies, so something to be wary of. The game controls nicely. You can use WESD, or you can use right click and say left click and say I want to go this way, or right click and say I want to stop. I don't think there's much left to talk about, really. I put up a couple of multiplayer videos. I don't know when this will be going up, so you may have seen them, you may not have seen them. Well, that's the sentry turrets. If the enemy has them, you can still target them like you would target a normal ship, but they do shoot back. Yeah. Have you been convinced yet? You should buy this game. Good. Alright, I think I'll leave this here. I'm starting to run out of things to talk about. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall meet you again in the next one.